will start with Chapter 1, the introduction. Workplace flexibility is the capacity for employees to control his or her working time as well as location at work. Flexible working hours that suit employee needs have a flexible start and finish time to increase employee engagement. For the background study, offering flexible working can boost employee motivation and satisfaction in the workplace. Same goes with their physical and mental health. Work-life balance is the healthy work environment or balancing their work life and family that helps employees relieve the stress and burnout at the workplace. So, this is researcher problem statement, which is how flexible working hours influence in work-life balance. The research need to be conducted because of the employees still have an issue in managing their work and life. The general objective of this research aims to determine the relationship between flexible working hours and work-life balance. For the specific objective is to examine the relationship between flexible working hours in maintaining work-life balance. Second, to investigate the importance of flexible working hours on work-life balance. Third, to explore the impact of the flexible working hours on work-life balance. And this is the main research question. First, what is the importance to have flexible working hours in maintain work-life balance? Second, how do flexible working hours influence in employee daily life? Third, how employee manage between work and life? And lastly, does employee need the flexible working hours to balance work and life? And the hypothesis statement. First, there is no significant relationship between flexible working hours and work-life balance, and there is significant relationship between flexible working hours and work-life balance. This is researcher conceptual and operational framework. Conceptual framework represent expected relationship between flexible working hours and work-life balance. For operational framework of the research include work-private life segmentation preference in work-life balance to individual and organization working time flexibility. The significance of the study is to assist employees on their work-life balance. This can achieve if the flexible working hours to have balanced work and life, and thus people can easily find desire to balance work and life to have flexible working hours. Limitation of the study is when researchers have difficulty to find employees that willingly to help because of their work, so that the questionnaire will be distributed repeatedly to meet the target group. Another limitation is when employee lost interest that will cause the data have an error. Next, we will go through chapter 2, which is literature review. In this literature review, we will discuss on related issue to the topic, theory, and similar findings. For related issues, organizations and researchers have increasingly focused on flexible working hours as a family-friendly strategy. Organizations are now attempting to establish a culture of trust by providing employees with workplace flexibility. For the theory, employees who struggle with work-life balance face more stress than those who have discovered a balance between work and life duties. The notion of happiness is linked to health and wellness, and the similar finding also found that women seek and use flexible working hours more frequently than males. For the last chapter is research design, which is chapter 3. The research design is to measure using quantitative method to study the relationship between two variables. For population and sample procedure will be conducted at Pustaka Negeri Sarawak to represent the entire study. So we have 50 randomly employees to be chosen and will be invited willingly and without compulsory. And the instrument that will be used is questionnaire that will be distributed via via Google Form and share through WhatsApp, Facebook, and Instagram. And it will have three sections, which is Section A, demographic information, Section B, strategies in balancing work-life balance, and Section C, the impact of flexible working hours and work-life balance. The pilot study, defined as fundamental stage of the research process that identify design issue and evaluate feasibility, practically resource, time, and cost study before main research is conducted. The validity of the research findings is still being questioned because the survey has not yet been proven and not yet been pilot tested. In this research ethic, all participants will be asked to participate voluntarily and treatment will be given equally. In advance, the informed consent will be provided and the research paper will be confidential and will be protected. For the data collection procedure, the process will start through preparing a form of questionnaire to employees of Pustakaan Negeri Sarawak. And the questions given to the target group are related to their work flexibility and work-life balance. And for the data analysis, IBM SPSS Statistic 26 will be used. The data will be analyzed using descriptive and inferential statistics. All these research include references. The reference come from different sources, which is from HALF 2021, called 2018, Shakvalieva, ETL 2014, Simkes 2022, and Yankovsky 2021. That's it from me. I am so sorry if this proposal and the explanation does not meet your expectation. Thank you for lending your ear and guidance throughout the SEM.